Hey, single queen. Hey, single queen. This is Desmond Booker, your favorite Christian dating and relationship coach, helping you go from single to successfully dating without settling. Oh, tonight we are again live on Monday night, our Monday Night Live. And in this real quick video, I want to touch on something because it's really important that you begin to see that there is this tug of war going on. And with me helping so many single queens in this tug of war, the tug of war is not so much even about him, but it's about you. The internal war that you have going on the inside of you. It's not the dating apps. It's not about he's doing this or he's not doing that. It's not about there's not enough good men in your city, in your church, around you. The dating pool it has absolutely nothing to do with it. What it has to do with is what is with you. So the fight is not an external fight. The fight is really about you. Now, in saying that, the tug of war, this is what we're going to be talking about. The tug of war of why you're still single. The internal fight. The tug of war is actually between you and the inside. And so let's get into this tonight. Now, one of the things that you have to really begin to do and be honest with yourself is saying the internal fight is me. Because if I keep my excuses going, if I keep blaming the external, then I'm not going to be able to get the results that I'm wanting. A beautiful illustration of this was that about maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I came to this queen, had just gotten out of a relationship on Facebook, on social media platforms, and just disgusted. I need healing. I'm tired of hurting. And so I approached her because I know her very well, and I said, "Listen, okay, you've gone through this again. Listen, let's go ahead and get you healed. Let's not even think about dating." "Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not worrying about a man. I'm not doing this. I'm not going with anybody. I'm just gonna be good by myself. Thank you for the help. Thank you for the offer." Okay. Maybe a couple of months later, she done hooked up with somebody. And in the process of her hooking up with somebody, guess what happens? Great things are happening. Great things are happening. Great things are happening. Great posts. He's treating me like this. He's doing this for me. I'm doing him like this. And guess what begins to happen? Then there goes a post. He's trash. He's just like the other men. What happened? It wasn't that she didn't find a good person. It wasn't that he was even a bad person. But what happened is that she found the same person. See, that's the internal battle. That's what I'm saying. You can attract the same person over and over and over again, and it's not them. We have to take the responsibility and say it's us. And a lot of queens fight me on this, and they will fight me on this, but you don't attract what you're wanting. You're attracting what you are. And I don't have time to go into that tonight, but just because you attract a bad person, that does not mean that you are a bad person. You attract an abusive person, that does not mean that you are an abusive person. So I don't have to say that, but it's a difference between when I say who you are, because there's some likeness, because light attracts to likeness. Likeness attracts to likeness. And there's something that's internally going on that's causing that wrong person to keep coming into your life. So let's take that off the table. And again, let's get healed on the inside, become the right person. This is going to be good. So the first tug of war that really goes on, and let's talk about, is me versus we. I'm really honestly fighting keeping the life that I have. I really am. I don't really want him to come in and destroy what I've already built. I pretty much got things handled. I'm pretty much doing the things that I like to do, right? And so now, do you have room for him to come in? So the tug of war is, the war is me versus we. I built this, but now here he comes. And so what we want to begin to do is that you're going to be what? You're going to be going on dates. You're going to be getting to know him. You're going to be doing these things. You're open to getting to know people, but at the same time, you have this wall built up because I'm still gonna have this control. Do you see this? This is not external. This is internal. This is something. Oh my God, this is the perfect person. But well, I don't know. Am I really ready for a relationship right now? Well, I mean, I really think I'm ready for a relationship. Do you see? This is that internal dialogue that you have with yourself. He seems like he's a nice person. He seems like he's good. But look, what about these things that he's doing over here? Am I really ready for this? Am I really ready to give up this? Am I really ready to? Do you see that? The we versus me versus we, and that we is not him and we, as me and him, but the we is me and me. And so I'm really beginning to fight. The tug is that I'm wanting somebody and desiring somebody, but what if he comes in and causes it to fall? What if he comes in and causes it to crash? That is the internal, and you're gonna have to rectify that, and you're gonna have to solidify that I'm not going to be attracting anybody that's going to be coming into my world and causing my world to crash. I'm going to be attracting the right person. I've got to get rid of that. And so again, when you think a certain way, you're going to feel a certain way, and you're going to do a certain things because of the way that you're thinking. So you're going to have to eradicate all that stinking thinking about we versus me versus we, and you're going to have to create space for him, and you're going to have to do the work. And when you find yourself sabotaging the relationship, when you find yourself going back and forth of, I want this person to be in my life, but I'm not going to worry about him. I'm not going to be going back and forth. This is what I'm choosing to do. This is the direction that I'm going in, and there's nothing bad that's getting ready to happen. It's going to be all good. Okay? So that's very important that you begin to recognize that. And then you have the vulnerability, this vulnerability war that you have on. The next thing is the tug of war of vulnerability. Part of you wants to open up. Part of you wants to open up. The other part of you is saying, no, we're not going to open up. No, we got this. We're going to play it safe. Part of you wants to get to know him. Part of you is liking him. Part of you like, I don't know if this is going to be good for us. You know what happened the last time that this is the tug of war that you got going on between that vulnerability tug of war where, and again, it's not, you're not even running from dates. You're not even running to get to get to know people. You are getting to know them. You're on the app getting to know people, but then that internal war is that, oh, this person's profile is it, right? This person's profile is it. And oh my goodness, okay, so he's wanting to get to know me. Well, I don't know if I should really tell him this. Yes, girl, tell him this. This is the kind of stuff that's going on internally. And if you're wanting to not be stuck and not be single, you're going to have to deal with her. This old you has got to die so that this new you, this new queen, can experience the relationship. And you can't be going back and forth about being vulnerable. You're going to have to open up yourself and say, okay, girl, we got this. We're going to be good, right? And so you gotta get that, a part of you wants to lead, and then the other part of you wants him to lead. You got this internal part of you wants to open up. Part of you wants to stay safe and protected. You have to deal with that. That's why we're talking about tonight, the tug of war. That's the internal conflict that's going on. So first of all, you got to what? You've got to identify that. You got to identify that there may be something within me that I don't want to lose control. So this me versus we. No, I'm going to allow him to come into my life, and I'm not going to be worrying about this. Number two is that when I'm going on these dates and doing these certain things, I've got to quiet myself and allow myself to be vulnerable and not have this tug of war of being vulnerable and opening myself up and getting to know somebody. I've got to crush that vulnerability war. I'm going to take control of the new me is going to take control of the old me. Number three is the war of prayer and preparation. I see you guys jumping on. Thank you for joining me tonight. We're talking about that internal war that's going on that's keeping you single. The reason why you're single is because of the internal war, not the external war, but it's the internal war of you going back and forth with yourself. The third one I want to talk about, again, the third is the war of prayer and preparation. Okay. A part of you is saying, I need to pray and I need to pray. No, God says that he's already answered your prayer. He's already given you the green light. This is your season to start dating. This is your season to start. And then the other part of you is saying, no, I'm not ready to date. I need to prepare. Do you see this? Again, the internal dialogue that you got going on between yourself. You have to be honest about this tonight. This is what we're asking for you, to really be honest about this. Are you talking about, I need to pray about it. I need to wait. I need to make sure that this is my season. I need to make sure that, and then a part of you over here is saying, no, God said this is good for me. This is it. This is the opportunity. We've got the sign to go ahead, and certain people are even coming into my life that I've been praying about, and they have a likeness of what I prayed about, and I'm meeting people who quote unquote are what I prayed about. So why would God start sending people that quote unquote seems like it's a prayer answered, and then over here he's telling me to wait? That's not God. That's you, baby. That's you, queen. You got this internal dialogue, and it's a tug of war that you got going on with yourself, and you have to deal with that. Are you going to let the new you take over, or are you going to let the old you continue to continue to ransack everything? A part of you, the new you, is saying, in order for us to be able to step into this new thing that we believe that God is leading us into as we're getting to know people, what's happening is the old you says we got to drop some habits. We got to drop some habits of us protecting ourselves. We got to, so no, we can't drop these habits. We got to continue. Do you not know what I do on a daily basis? I can't allow him to come in and ruin that, And so you got this tug of war going on. You have to tell yourself, be quiet. Be quiet. We got this. We're not going to be single all of our lives. We got this. We're going to trust that God is going to lead us in the right direction. We're going to trust our intuition. We're looking for signs. Yes, we're looking for red flags. Yes, we've got our standards. Yes, we've got boundaries, but we're not going to sabotage any more relationships. What's the purpose of meeting new people? What's the purpose of praying about people coming into our lives? And we're not going to allow ourselves to get to know them. Okay. This has been really, really good. I want you to really begin to think about this. The three types of wars that are going on that's keeping you single, and that's what we're talking about, the tug of wars. Let's real quickly recap that. The first one is what? Is me versus we. Are you going to allow me to be in a we relationship? Are you going to get yourself out of the way so that you can begin to meet people and go on these dates and show up and allow yourself to get to know someone? That's the first thing, where you're going to allow the king to come into your kingdom. You're going to allow the right king to come into your kingdom. Number three is that tug of war of vulnerability, where part of you wants to open up, and then part of you wants to stay safe. Nope, we're going to open ourselves up. We're gonna get to know somebody, and we're gonna see. The thing is about this is that you're going through all this process of, if you're wanting to go through this day, that's the frustrating thing. You're meeting people. You're in the DMs. You're meeting people at your church. You're meeting people maybe at the job, or maybe not even meeting anybody. Maybe you're not even attracting anybody. Maybe nobody's approaching you. You know why? Because you got all this internal dialogue going on. We can feel the tension. We as men can feel the tension that you got going on between yourself, right? And so this is why many of you, and let's just kind of segue a little bit, this is why many of you are coming across the men that won't commit. The reason why he won't commit is because of this internal dialogue that you have going on with yourself. Yes, I like you, but at the same time, will you hurt me? Yes, I think you're cute, but at the same time, can I trust you? Yes, I think you are very handsome, but at the same time, are you a narcissist? Do you see this? This is that internal dialogue, and you cannot be vulnerable in that state, okay? Number three is the tug of war of that prayer and the preparation. I'm praying, but I need to prepare. He shows up, but I'm not ready for him. Do you see this? This is all internal. And if you're wanting to go from single to successfully dating, from successfully dating to a healthy relationship, to a loving, committed relationship, to a marriage, then you're going to have to what? You're going to have to tell the old you to be quiet, sit down. We're not going to be arguing about this anymore. Let the new you, the new queen, take her rightful place and begin to follow. Again, if you always done what you've always done, you're going to get what you always have gotten. But now it's time for the new queen, the new you, the healed you, right? The version of you that's been working on yourself, to let her lead and stop letting the one that's been hurt lead. I want you to think about that. Is the person who's been hurt leading you into these relationships, into meeting people? Or is the person that's healed, the person who is the person who you've been working on, is she leading you? Well, the results always tell the truth, don't they? If you're meeting people and then at some point something kind of goes sideways, it's because most likely the old you at some point took a step forward. She needs to stay back. Okay. Oh, this is going to be good. All right. If you have any questions or comments or anything about this, again, I'm opening my books, 15 minutes. Let's talk about it. Let's strategize. Are you in a tug of war right now? I don't know. Let's sit down for 15 minutes. It's free. Free call. Click the link in my bio. If you are on Instagram, if you are on YouTube, you can click the description and down below. Or if you're on Instagram, you can also click I'm ready, and I'll send you a link, or you can DM me and I'll send you a link. This has been great. I got to run, but again, let's continue to talk about this week. The internal dialogue between you and you. It's you that's keeping yourself single. And remember, queens don't settle.